Welcome to the very first Cut File Craze of 2026. So I am excited to do this hop. Monthly on the 15th, we will be using different cut files. So I don't know if you've seen already because I honestly don't remember the first video I did for this album, but I'm going to be doing a Snap 6x8 album of my 2025 Christmas trip to Disney World. Because we went twice, once for a quick weekend just to do the Jollywood Nights, and then once for a long week that included that included 2 weekends. I ended up with hundreds of photos and really a lot of experiences that I wanted to put together. And it was more than I could do in my December daily. So I'm going to do an individual album. So you're going to be seeing this a lot over the next couple of months. I've done a couple of pages already. These are the two. This is the cover photo. And today we're going to be using this size to do another page for Cut File Craze. What I ended up doing is I pulled out this paper and I'm going to cut this to true 6x8 and I'm going to put it in the actual pocket protector. And I have printed a bunch of, and you'll see a bunch of these, 2x3 photos. So I created a grid on my Adobe Photoshop and just did 2x3 photos. So I'm going to be using, actually, I'm going to be using this photo, which is a picture of us in the season greetings picture booth. And then let me show you the cut files I'm using. And I want to get it right because I found someone on Etsy, and if I can remember, I'll put a link to her shop. But she's just amazing. And I don't know if and it doesn't look like she provides any sort of information on the file that I download. Let me see if I can find it real quick. I will type it in and see where I purchased it from. And it is Red Bee Design Studio. So Red Bee Design Studio, and I will try to link to her store, or assume their store, as part of my video. But she has a lot of really cool available SVGs to download, and I was particularly looking for a Santa hat, and I was able to get a Santa hat. So I'm going to do the reveal while we're sitting here watching, and I have this part of the Santa hat, and I'm going to pull this off. And then I have, and look, this did not cut all the way through. It did. I just have to kind of mess with it a little bit. Um, Obviously, this was a stronger uh, cardstock than I expected, but I have the cute little ball, and then I have the cute, is this two pieces? No. We're going to pop this out. And we're going to just rip that off the back because that's not going to matter. I have the white. So this was the basil. This basil was apparently pretty strong. And then, trying to make sure I get all of these boards covered up. And then I have, from Paige Evans, I got the Disney SVGs a long time ago. So I have this love. And then as part of I have the outline of the Santa hat as part of the SVG I got from Red Bee Design Studios. So I'm going to be using the cut files of this cute little Mickey Mouse, and I'm going to be putting the Santa hat on him, as you can see, with this, and using that as the background on the background of this page using this paper. And that's my plan to use the cut files. Let's watch this page come together. In my heart, I think that I can do this live, so we don't have to do a fast forward. And I know I get some feedback sometimes that people like that. So the first thing that we need to do, quite frankly, is to cut this page down to 6x8. And let's just do a quick measure check on the page protectors because sometimes page protectors say 6 by 8 and sometimes they really are and sometimes they're bigger. So we're just going to take our T-square ruler. We're going to do a quick measurement check. If I can find a place to stick this on here between these. Nope. Do it this way. So if you'll notice, it's actually 6 1/4 by 8 1/2. Well, that is huge. 6 1/4 by 8 1/2 is actually what this is. So that is interesting because that's much bigger. So I actually did this one to 8 1/4. I almost never do 8 1/2, but we'll do 6 1/4 by 8 1/2 just to make sure we get that right. Let's go ahead and cut that down. I have that. Then let's cut out our one photo just so we have it. Now, 2 by 3 seems like a really small photo until you look at it on the scope of these kind of pages. And then it's like, oh, because this is going to take up a lot of the page. And I think I want this to be like this. It's kind of what I had in my head. And then we'll do some extra embellishing. And then we want to put this little hat here. I'm not 100% sure I'm going to use the black outline. I don't know that I need it. Okay, do we see the white piece? There it is. So look at that. Super fun. And then we will embellish. So let's stick all this down. But basically, I'm using this die cut as a huge piece of this background. But I really wanted to have some Disney die cuts on this paper. I had bought that SVG from Paige Evans, and I've used these a few times on my bigger layouts, but I thought like sizing them down and combining them with, I'm gonna pop this up just a little bit, with some foam. Including this and then sizing it down would be fun just to give you an option. So when Paige Evans sends you her die cuts, they are 12 by 12, but you can just use your Cricut or your Silhouette software to size it down to the size you need. So that's what I have been doing, is sizing this down to the size that I need. Let's pull this off. And this will be a quick page because the die cut is taking up a lot. And I think that's another thing to remember. Your die cuts can be something that take up a lot of space on your page, and that's okay. There's nothing wrong with having it take up space. Okay, come on. This foam, you guys know, always gets the best of me. Ooh, okay. Do this down. Do you like the idea of having a Santa hat? Maybe come back and bit of glitter onto this. I'll see if I can find my glitter pens, but I definitely want to pop up this. Let's go back and get that foam and let's cut the foam just a little bit. Get a little piece of foam that can go on the back. And we're going to pop up this snowball. Okay, so this is the base page. And here's the thing, you could end there. This is a super fun page. I actually love it a lot. I would be happy with this. And it took 5 minutes. The longest time it took me was to figure out how to download the design and size it correctly. But let's see if I have glitter pens still. I don't see my glitter pens. I have all kinds of white pens. Ooh, there it is. There's my glitter. No, yeah, there's my glitter pen. So let's. Oh, no, that was silver. Okay, well, we're just going to do a little bit of silver on here in the corners because I already started drawing. So we did a little bit of silver on the corners there. Right, there you go. Which is just fine. Anything else we want to do? I could do my journaling somewhere, but let's see if we have any embellishments in the case, in the sticker sheet that we might want to use. And I think a little Merry Magic for sure. We want to put definitely put this circle here. A little Merry Magic here. Excellent. And having ourselves a merry little Christmas can go kind of underneath that because I popped it up. And I'm going to call this good. I know this was a quick page, but I just wanted to show you, and I know these 6x8 pages are going to be a lot faster, but I just wanted to show you that you could use just a few embellishments, picture, and the die cut to make a solid page. If this was a 12x12, you would have been able to make this a little bit bigger, have one focal photo in the corner, and just a few embellishments. It also could have taken the same amount of time. Super easy, super fun. Paige Evans die cut and um, Red Bee Design Studios. I'll leave a link to both of those. Super fun cut files. I hope you enjoyed this. I'll be back and we're going to be doing a lot more in this album. So hopefully you'll stay with me.